Have you ever changed your mind, not because you believed you were wrong, but because you were afraid of what someone else would think? Think about that for a second. How many decisions in your life were actually yours, and how many were made to avoid criticism? Maybe you chose a career because it sounded respectable. Maybe you stayed quiet because speaking up felt dangerous. Maybe you kept pretending to be someone you're not, just to make sure people would keep liking you. Here's the strange part. Most of us never realize we're doing it. We call it being responsible, being polite, being realistic. But sometimes, it's just fear wearing a better disguise. And that fear quietly steals something from us. Not our money, not our success, our freedom. Imagine a child drawing a picture. They don't worry if it's good enough. They don't stop because someone might laugh. They create because creating feels natural. Now imagine that same person 20 years later. Before speaking, they wonder if people will agree. Before trying something new, they imagine failing. Before making a decision, they ask one question: what will everyone think? When did that happen? When did other people's opinions become louder than our own voice? This book begins with a bold idea. Maybe your biggest limitation isn't your past. Maybe it's the meaning you've attached to it. Most people believe they are prisoners of what happened yesterday. I can't trust people because I was betrayed. I'm not confident because I was bullied. I'll never succeed because I've always failed. Those explanations sound convincing. Sometimes they're even true. But here's the question almost nobody asks. Do those experiences explain your life, or are they quietly directing it? Because those are two very different things. Imagine two people who both lose their jobs. One sees it as proof they were never good enough. The other sees it as the first chance in years to build something new. Same event, completely different future. What changed? Not reality. Perspective. And perspective is more powerful than most people realize. Because your brain is always looking for evidence that your story is true. If your story is, "I'm always unlucky," you'll notice every failure, ignore every opportunity, and accidentally build a life that confirms your belief. But if your story changes, your decisions begin to change. And when your decisions change, your future changes with them. This is why Adlerian psychology focuses less on asking, "What happened to you?" and more on asking, "What are you choosing now?" That question makes people uncomfortable, because it quietly removes the excuse that the past controls everything. No, it doesn't erase pain. It doesn't pretend bad things never happened. But it asks something much harder. What do you want your pain to become? A prison or a turning point? Most people never ask themselves that, and because they don't, they spend years repeating a story that no longer serves them. Here's another uncomfortable truth. Sometimes we hold on to our problems because they protect us. That sounds ridiculous until you notice how often it happens. If you believe you're not confident enough, you never have to risk rejection. If you believe you're too broken to change, you never have to face the fear of trying. The problem becomes a shield, and the shield slowly becomes your identity. Without realizing it, you stop protecting yourself from pain. You start protecting the pain itself. Now let's talk about the invisible prison almost everyone lives in. It doesn't have walls. It doesn't have locks. Most people don't even know they're inside it. It's called living for approval. Think about the last big decision you made. How much of it came from your own values, and how much came from wanting someone else to approve? Maybe your parents, maybe your friends, maybe complete strangers on the internet. It's strange when you think about it. People you've never met can quietly shape the direction of your entire life. This book introduces one idea that feels almost impossible at first. Not everyone has to like you. Read that again. Not everyone has to like you. Because the moment you believe everyone should, you hand over control of your happiness. Now every compliment lifts you, every criticism destroys you. Every opinion becomes a vote on your worth. That's an exhausting way to live. Imagine walking into a room with 100 people. 99 of them genuinely like you. One person doesn't. Who do most people think about all night? The one. Why? Because our minds naturally chase approval more than freedom. And that's exactly why so many people feel trapped. Not because they're weak, because they're human. But here's the twist. The people judging you are usually too busy worrying about who's judging them. Think about that. Everyone is performing. Everyone is trying to look confident. Everyone is afraid of rejection. Yet everyone believes they're the only one feeling that way. This is where one of the most powerful ideas in the book appears. Separate the tasks. At first, that sounds confusing, but it's incredibly simple. Your task is to make your choices honestly, to work hard, to act with integrity, to become a better version of yourself. Other people's task is deciding what they think about you. Those are not your responsibilities. You can influence opinions, but you can never control them. And the moment you stop trying, life becomes surprisingly lighter. Imagine planting a tree. You water it, protect it, take care of it every day. That's your task. Whether someone walks past and calls it beautiful or ugly, that's their task. The tree doesn't stop growing because of an opinion. Neither should you. The truth is, most people don't need more confidence. They need less dependence on approval. Confidence isn't believing everyone will accept you. Confidence is knowing you'll be okay, even if they don't. Then the book asks one final question. If you stopped trying to impress everyone tomorrow, what would you finally start doing? Would you change careers? Start the business you've been postponing? Speak your mind, travel, create, love differently, live differently? That answer might reveal the life you've actually wanted all along. Real freedom isn't reaching a point where nobody criticizes you. That day will never come. Real freedom begins the moment criticism no longer decides your direction. Because courage isn't the absence of fear. It's choosing your own path, even when fear comes with you. And maybe that's what this book has been trying to teach all along. Not how to make everyone like you, but how to stop needing them to. If you found this idea valuable, take a second to like this video. And if you want more powerful ideas from books that can genuinely change the way you think, subscribe to BookFlow, because one great idea can change an entire life.